Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 85 and today we have got a bunch of really awesome plans that could potentially be a little bit ambitious. I'm not 100% certain just yet how big this project is actually going to be, but we're going to be building some stuff in the industrial district that should really help me out and also help out a few of the hermits as well. But anyway, before we begin, I just want to say that YouTube have made a bit of a change recently and they've changed the way that people are notified of new videos being released on YouTube. Now, this is a bit of a bummer because it has led to quite a large change in the number of views that new videos that I release get, and also quite a few other YouTubers been affected as well. But what I want you guys to do is go down beneath this video right now and click the little bell next to the subscribe button, and that means that you will always without fail get notified of me uploading a YouTube video. So that means that you will never miss one of these Hermitcraft episodes. If you enjoy these Hermitcraft episodes and want to see these Hermitcraft episodes, it's probably in your best interest to do that. So click that little bell right there. Do it right now, and then you'll always be notified of my new content. But anyway, we're going to be leaving that part behind because I know it's quite boring to talk about. We're going to be jumping down into the industrial district. Hopefully I have my elytra on me, so now I panicked just then. And we're going to be getting down to business on creating a control system for all of the farms in this area. As you guys know, this place is laggy. Okay, this place creates a huge quantity of lag due to all of the redstone contraptions, all of the farms firing at various different times. What I want to do is have a control center that allows me to shut the entire thing off. Just turn everything off and stop the items from actually traveling through the storage system, and also stop all of the farms from firing, because as you can see, we got redstone action happening, and I've just noticed something. What? My minecarts have disappeared, and there's a zombie up here. That's terrible. And there's a creeper down there. So all of my minecarts have disappeared here. The minecart has stopped in this farm over here. And, I mean, what else has gone wrong? Has anything else broken in the industrial district? Oh, that's absolutely heartbreaking. So guys, I've got some bad news. It turns out that the Mumbo Quest-a-lot bot has actually broken. Once again, look, his happiness is still full. All of the bars are running right the way across. And I just took a look inside and it turns out the hopper timer had stopped working, so I've sort of fixed it up. But I have no idea why that exists and why that keeps happening, because that's the second time now, and I think there's a chance that the items in the hoppers are duplicating, which can occasionally happen, especially on multiplayer servers. So that's definitely something that you're going to have to keep your eyes peeled for. If this happiness bar stays at this level for much longer, then it's probably broken again, which is a bit of a shame. The first thing that I've done is I've taken out this wall right here. A lot of people were saying that the entrance into the storage area was pretty ugly. I sort of agreed, so I've decided to remove it, and yeah, it looks nice. I mean, it's not exactly beautiful, is it? We've got this big wall right here, but it looks cooler than it did before, so at some point we'll do some decorating right here. In fact, at some point we're going to decorate the entire industrial district, because at the minute it's looking a tiny bit rough around the edges. But anyway, this is where our lever is going to be going. This is going to be the lever that controls the entire industrial district, so let's just call it the lever that controls it all. Yeah, we'll give it a really important name. I think that just about covers it. So now we have to hook this thing up into every single hopper timer and every single item transportation system in this space. Now that's going to be quite big. I can imagine that's going to be a bit of a challenge. On a scale of 1 to 10, how stupid does this look? Because, yeah, I totally forgot that there are redstone contraptions behind this, so that's the only way we can transfer the signal from that to over there. Spoon moment. After some searching around, I have managed to find the hopper timer for our pumpkin farms that we have going on right here. So I'm going to run the redstone input into this redstone dust, and that should just about do the trick. Now I'm going to have to be super careful with my repeaters right here because I've only got about 72 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Right, okay, that's good. We'll place in our block and then our repeater and basically run that into the redstone line. That was nice and easy. Okay, that was quite quick. So hopefully we should be able to get all of this done in today's episode because that will be absolutely perfect. I apologize for the horrendous noise right now, but we are right next to the fully automatic melon and pumpkin farm. Now let's just take a quick look through and see where all of the minecarts are. Right, okay, so there's 3 there. The rest of them are totally gone. The rest of them have just totally disappeared. Which is, yeah, it's Minecraft. It's really odd. sometimes entities like minecart hoppers can just totally disappear, and that is why you do not use minecart chests to store your items, because you are in for a very, very bad time there. Anyway, we are going to connect this one up into the redstone, and then I guess I should get to work on fixing that as well. Oh no! I was going to remove the egg farm, but I have created an issue. Oh, that's so frustrating. Basically, I broke the blocks so that I could reach the chickens. It was all fine until I decided to punch them, and now they've exploded everywhere. Which, that's the second time that's happened on the Hermitcraft server, believe it or not. I've had plenty of that happening in the past as well. I guess we should get rid of these guys. Let's take a look in here. We've got a bunch of stuff in here. We've got like redstone, we've got a few chests. Ridiculous. I'm so wasteful with my items. But hopefully I should be able to clear up this little situation and then get back to placing the redstone. We're making good progress though, so that's the most important thing. Bit of a progress update for you guys. I've now hooked up a bunch of the farms into the system. Let's just get rid of this zombie right here, and I'll try my best to remember all of them. So the first one that we hooked up was this automatic melon and pumpkin farm. We've also hooked up this thing right here, so that's now fully shut off, which means that that's not going to be picking up any of the items. We have turned off the chicken farm and also got rid of the egg farm because that thing was ridiculous. And finally, we hooked up the pumpkin farm that is way off in that direction. So we have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 farms so far. And we still need to hook up the cactus farm, the carrot and the potato farm, and the sugarcane farm. And that's it. Is that it? Oh my word, we're almost done. That's ridiculous. Now, I have to say, this project so far has gone incredibly smoothly. All of the farms have been very close together. We've been able to hook up all of the redstone, but the sugarcane farm is the one exception, with the hopper timer being as far away as possible from everything else in the industrial district. I mean, this tunnel is ridiculously long. It travels off in this direction and off in that direction too, but hopefully we should make a breakthrough at some point. Anytime now? No? I do believe I have finally done it. I have hooked up my lever into every single farm in the industrial district so we can turn them all off at the flick of a switch. And now we're about to do the moment of truth, guys. Okay, this is the moment of truth. I'm about to turn on block noise for the first time in around about 30 episodes because that clicking noise was driving me around the bend, so I turned all block noises off. Now let's see what happens here. There's nothing! There's no clicking noise! Nothing from there? Nothing from my item elevator? All of the items in the industrial district, they've stopped. They've stopped coming into the storage system. We've managed to turn all of it off. It actually works, guys. This thing is actually functional, and if we flick this lever, let's see how long it takes for all of the items to start flowing in. I just saw that one of the farms activated. Okay, one of the farms activated. I've actually got my second account open on my other screen. So let's see how long it takes for all of the items to start flooding in to the storage system. Now, hopefully this is actually working, and hopefully it has connected up properly to all of the farms. We haven't got any self-powering going on. And there it is! Our item elevators are firing into action. And that is the famous noise that all of us know and love. No, absolutely not. I'm turning it back off. That thing is disgusting. My next plan for today's video could go horribly, horribly wrong. That is just a warning for all of you. But we're going to get rid of all of the villagers that are currently in the villager breeder because they are breeding out of control, okay? It's getting absolutely ridiculous. And, well, I think we're going to get a little bit creative with this one because last time I used an axe and then a bow and stuff. This time we're going to use TNT. Well, this is actually a lot more difficult than I was first expecting. It's so difficult to place in the blocks, and I need to place in the blocks on the edges so that I can fill the top bit with water so that I can place the TNT without destroying this entire space. But then again, I am a little bit concerned that I still am going to destroy this entire space. So I guess, yeah, nervous. This is going to be a tense few moments. So here comes the moment of truth. We're about to find out if my grand master plan is actually going to work. This is my way of removing lag on the Hermitcraft server. We've got 11 bits of TNT in here, which hopefully should be enough. And I'm just going to place it in around about here and light her up. Now that is going to travel off to this corner. I'm going to stand back as well. That was fantastic! It worked perfectly! No! Oh no! Why did that not work? It's just blown up all the floor. Will it? Does that happen every single time when you explode TNT in water? In theory, it's not meant to explode the environment around it. So let's try with this one. Let's see what happens here. I mean, it does a good job. It does a good job at killing the villagers. But it's also done a very good job at dismantling my entire villager breeder. I'm going to keep doing this just because it's really great fun. But, oh, I should probably move. It doesn't seem to... That one worked. I know what it's to do with. Oh, how could I be so stupid? When the TNT is in the water, over the farmland, it's not in the water because farmland is slightly smaller than water, than dirt. So that means that, I guess, the TNT sort of lands on the farmland, then it's in the air, and that means that it blows up the entire space around it. I'm such an idiot. I'm such an idiot. But that has done a very good job at killing all our villagers, which means I can't complain too much. However, we do have a slightly larger cleanup operation than I was originally expecting. I'll be honest, guys, when I first came up with this idea, I thought I'd place in one bit of water in the middle that would then spread out, and then I'd place the TNT and we're done. But no, this has been a relatively time-consuming little project, which may sound strange, but that's just the truth of it. Oh boy, what have I done? And just like that, the villager breeder is back to its original self, without all of the villagers on the inside, which is very nice. The TNT holes have been cleared up. Didn't really think that one through too much, did I? And we can leave this little project behind. Hopefully that is also going to help frame rate around the industrial district. But there is plenty more still left to do, because we have clearly got some other lag creating redstone contraptions in here, and also a few more messy bits and pieces. I mean, we've got villagers just sat around walking about my base, and also this sort of mess going on. I mean, to be frankly honest, it looks disgusting. Now that we've cleaned up the industrial district, I thought it would be a good idea to pop up into our mob farm and take a look at what's going on up here. Because as you guys know, recently we've been having some issues with efficiency from this thing, and I think it has something to do with the way that the water is being dispensed. And yeah, straight away I can see that we've got some issues here. So right there, we've got some water being dispensed and some isn't. That one's not working. I mean, yeah, this place is a total mess. How has it got this bad? That really isn't good. Right, well, I've got to go by. I've got to power all of these dispensers and make them dispense water, and try our best to get this back in working order. There it is. Everything has now been done. All of the water should now be in sync. You can see that all of these are completely uniform, which is fantastic. So now I have to try my best to make my way down from here nice and safely without causing myself any harm. Now that could be difficult. Whoa. Oh, that was a really good activation of my elytra then. That was fantastic. I'm so glad you guys got to see that on camera. I feel like a professional right now. But it is a bit annoying because now I have this massive pillar going up to my mob spawner that is now going to be a bit of a pain in the backside to take out. Oh well, you know, that's what you get for being a professional. Alright, this is getting a little bit ridiculous now because I've just fallen off the second pillar, which means I've had to construct a third pillar. I mean, the pillars, the scaffolding, is actually going to get bigger than my base by the end of this, by the look of things. And now I'm going to try something absolutely spectacular. I need to take out that dirt block right there. So what I thought I'd do is ender pearl onto my mob spawner, and my plan failed from part 1. Right, let's make our way over to the spoon counter. We've got at least 2 or 3 to add there. So once again, in an attempt to reduce the lag from my base on the server, what I thought I'd do is give myself the ability to actually shut off my mob farm right here. So the mob farm is always on. It's always on, and we always have those dispensers firing out all the water. Not only does this cause issues with the water, as you just saw right there, but also it causes quite a large quantity of lag. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a control switch at the top of the AFK platform that is then going to use wireless redstone to send down the redstone signal to the mob farm to shut it off. Sounds very fancy. It's actually just dropping an item down into some hoppers that runs into a T flip-flop, which then goes into our mob farm. But you know what? That's always good fun, and it's always cool to do that sort of thing. So I just need to craft up myself a dropper, and then we'll be good to go. Well, I'm a complete spoon. I just jumped off my base to get to the elevator, which is right there. I mean, sometimes I worry about myself. Do you guys ever go into the storage system, like your storage system in Minecraft, and completely forget what items you need to pick up? Because I do that. I do that every single day, at least 10 times. I'm going crazy here. I seriously am. The sender is now in place. I'm going to fill this in with potatoes, I guess. Potatoes seem like the best bet because I seem to have lots of those in my inventory. Now it is time to build the receiver, which is going to be a tiny bit more difficult. Now that has to run it into that hopper timer right there, and I guess the best way to do that would be to run it out like this and just round the outside of the mob farm, which means that there is going to be one side of the mob farm that isn't going to match the other side. That's going to cause a lot of you stress. I can already feel it in the comment section, but that seems like the best way of doing things. Now I've hooked up all of the hoppers. They're running into our T flip-flop, which takes a redstone output out like this. And I'm just going to run it into our hopper clock. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we need a repeater. It feels like I've done that quite a bit in today's episode because of how many long redstone lines I've been doing. Just been doing a lot of counting. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we can run a repeater, bit of redstone, and then a final repeater running into this piston. And that should shut everything off when we place an item on the inside. So the first thing that we've got to do is we've got to see if this looks good. I mean, yeah, it looks okay. Good heavens, I don't know what happened to my voice just then. I mean, I don't know what happened to my throat. Something very peculiar happened, but yeah, it looks pretty good. Obviously, I might add one on the other side just to make it symmetrical because I know you guys are going to go crazy about that. But there is the receiver. Now we have to see if this thing actually works. So when we drop out the item, we should see some action happening on the old T flip-flop. So let's pop out of our minecart right here, eat some food because for some reason this thing just completely destroys us and my armor. And let's hit the button and see if we get some action occurring. We did! Did you see that happening? That piston right there chucked out its redstone block. So that means that our mob farm has just been turned off. It's as simple as that. We hit the button again and we should see that, yep, that's gone into the system and yep, that is fully functional. This thing is fantastic. I'm so chuffed with this. It's working exactly as I planned and that is a very elegant solution to the problem. That's awesome. So chuffed. Excellent. Well, at some point I am going to have to do some AFKing up here. Right now the system has been turned off, which means that the lag should be a little bit reduced inside my base, and obviously the entire industrial district is also switched off, which means that, well, the entire server should be very happy with me right now. But what we're going to do next is we're actually going to be popping down into the villager trading area. I want to do a tiny bit of villager trading, and while I'm doing it, I'm actually thinking about doing a live stream, which should be a lot of fun. I haven't done a live stream in a very long time indeed. I feel like it's something that I just really love to do. So I'm going to boot up OBS, and I will see you all over there. Now while I do all of this villager trading, I thought I'd do a really quick time-lapse chat to address something that's sort of been on my mind recently, and something that, I don't know, you guys haven't really noticed it, okay? I haven't seen any negative comments or anything like that. Everything's been really positive down in the comment section of the Hermitcraft episodes, but this episode, and also a few of the previous episodes of Hermitcraft, I feel have been a little bit all over the place. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, essentially, I feel like I've started with a plan for the episode, and I've absolutely flown through that plan, okay? I've just absolutely blasted through the plan, and I've been like, oh, right, okay, well, that's all done. What do I have to do now? Oh, I'll do a bit of this, and I'll do a bit of that, and then I'll fix up this, and I'll fix up that. And the episode ends up having like 5 or 6 different projects in it, and it sort of looks a little bit unorganized and a tiny bit all over the shop, I guess you could say. And this episode is definitely one of those episodes. When I first started recording this episode, I thought that the first project I'd written down, which was start work on the control center. I even said start work. I didn't know if I was going to finish it in today's episode. I thought that was going to take up the whole episode. I thought that was going to take up all my recording time, and it was going to be a massive project that was going to take hours upon hours. Turns out, a lot simpler than I was expecting. I don't know why I thought it was going to take long. I don't know what was going through my head while I was writing out the episode plan for today's episode, but what it meant was that I finished that project and then I was sort of stuck, and I came up with the idea to fix up the mob farm, and then I thought I'd do a wireless redstone receiver and sender for the shutting off of the mob farm, which is something that I wanted to do for ages, but it just seemed to fit nicely in this episode. And obviously I blew up my villagers, and now I'm getting resources from the villagers as well. So it's been a little bit all over the place. I still hope you've enjoyed it, but I just want to say I apologise for that. and I'm trying my best to come up with large projects to work on over the next episodes that will take up the entire episode, and I can really like get my head down and get my head stuck into like one proper project that I can take you guys through, because I feel like some of you might be a little bit disappointed with how scatty these episodes have been, like this and then that and then this and then that, jumping between projects, not really being able to follow along particularly well. So there we go. I just thought I'd say that at the end of today's episode. I thought that was worth mentioning. Anyway, let's pop back onto the Hermitcraft server. So we go, guys. I've managed to get myself a bunch of emeralds during that live stream. We managed to get ourselves one full stack of emerald blocks, which was pretty good going. And it took me a while, simply because that live stream was very messy. Thank you so much to everyone that did turn up to the live stream. I hope that you enjoyed it. But it was a little bit all over the place. Basically, I didn't have OBS. I found that out because, of course, I'm on a new computer now, and I haven't live streamed since I got my new computer, which means that I had to get all of that. I had to get all of the overlays. I had to make sure that everything was set up for live streaming. I had to get all of my audio stuff done. Started streaming. People were complaining that the audio was only coming out one side, so then I had to switch things up, had to stop streaming, then restart streaming, and everything like that. But eventually I managed to get it up and running. Around about 850 turned up, which was pretty good going, especially because I didn't announce it on YouTube. I only announced it on Twitter. So thank you ever so much to everyone that joined me. It was a ton of fun, and I've had a blast today. I really have had a blast recording this Hermitcraft episode, even if it has been a little bit crazy, a little bit wacky, and a little bit all over the place. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.